Let's talk about airdrops, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the tokens and the rewards that may be. Let's talk about drops. Yep, this episode is all about those coming crypto airdrops for the rest of 2022, aka free money in your crypto pocket for using the world of cryptocurrency. So let's drop it like it's hot, because it's time for Chico Crypto. So of any YouTubers out there, I'm the only one calling airdrops before they happened, and the big ones too. DYDX, ENS, and more recently Paraswap and Cow from Noce's chain. This has led to massive rewards for those who took the time to DYOR and get involved, which have totaled some over $250,000. Well, let's do this one more time, beginning with some of the biggest coming ones. Beginning with the most popular, thus most likely to have a very large starting market cap, breaking into the top 100 with ease. That is Metamask. Metamask has over 30 million monthly active users, which leads to over $270 million in annual revenue. They are a dominant force in the non-custodial wallet space and have shown they are seriously profitable. Now, ConsenSys are the owners of Metamask, and ConsenSys founder Joe Lubin got the hype of a Metamask airdrop started back in November of last year, in response to someone saying they wouldn't drop a token. Joe said, "Andrew, ConsenSys has thousands of tokens on our balance sheet. ConsenSys is vigorously controlled by its employees, which includes me. And we are driving towards decentralization of several of our projects. When Mask, stay tuned." So why am I bringing up the Mask token now? Well, methinks it's coming very soon. March 15th, just over 2 weeks ago, Joe Lubin talked to Decrypt, and this is what was said. According to ConsenSys CEO Joe Lubin, Metamask is pursuing progressive decentralization. "There's a great user interface that we're going to launch pretty soon," said Lubin in an interview with Decrypt. As part of its plan to pursue its various goals, Metamask soon will be launching a decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO. There is a DAO that is being formed right now in the context of Metamask, Lubin added. Lubin did not provide further details about the DAO or a date for its launch, but did confirm that Metamask is intending to launch a token. Decentralization, DAO, and token. It's coming, and I bet sooner than people realize. So the question is, how are they going to do it? Well, they could airdrop to all the wallets equally, but that would be taken advantage of by farmers creating wallet after wallet, taking advantage of that system. So the only other functionality besides holding crypto assets and letting you connect to Web3 with Metamask is a built-in swapping protocol. So if you haven't made a swap yet, I would recommend it. And for your swapping needs in the foreseeable future, I would utilize Metamask Swap just in case it's based on volumes. That will put you in the best position for this gargantuan airdrop. But now it's time to talk about an airdrop no other YouTuber sees coming. If you didn't know, Energy Web staking went live in December of last year, and the second phase of this consortia relay staking was announced 2 weeks ago. The Energy Web Twitter said, "We're pleased, proud, and excited to announce that the second phase of the Energy Web token staking, consortia relay staking, has gone live. Your stake of EWT generates north of 10% APY and will give you more power in the future. Access here," with a link to stake your EWT in the second phase. They said staking will give you more power in the future. Is power a token airdrop? Well, Walter Koop, former CEO and now managing director of Energy Web's Innovation Lab, has been tweeting about this second phase of staking. And in his tweets, he has had the hashtag proof of snapshot. Power in the future, proof of snapshot. This has all the ingredients of a coming airdrop. So what could this be? Well, Energy Web gave a hint of what was coming in their November 2021 DSLA, Decentralized Service Level Assurance Light Paper. They said, on the DSLA platform, every business activity happens around EWT. Energy Web tokens are required as security deposits from providers and are needed for staking, allowing patrons to participate in network rewards. EWT will also be a collateral locked up to mint stablecoins for payments on the platform. EWT collateralized stablecoin? Yeah, it's coming. But an airdrop of a stablecoin? No, my friends. Now, if you didn't know, Mika was the Chief Innovation Officer and CTO of Energy Web from April of 2019 to March of this year. Well, going to Mika's LinkedIn today, we can see he is now the CTO of a company called BONQ. So what is BONQ? Well, it's a new type of protocol. In his LinkedIn, he says, they are a technology company providing solutions for self-sovereign finance. It allows individuals and businesses to access liquidity of their assets without selling them, interest-free and with no need for credit approvals from third parties. By using assets as collateral, BONQ allows users to issue a loan backed by these assets. It will start with cryptocurrencies and blockchain tokens. However, in the future, BONQ protocol will support tokenized real-world assets, including shares of private companies, IP, invoices, and property. So it's a way to use assets as collateral to get loans which are interest-free. Now, how is this possible? Well, Mika has given some hints on Twitter. He said, the transaction costs of the chain a stablecoin is deployed to are important in order to give all the participants a chance to profit. On the Energy Web chain, one EWT gets you a lot of transactions. That is why BONQ will use EWC. That and the fact it runs on renewable energy. So this will run on the Energy Web chain, and the collateralized loans backed by EWT will issue a stablecoin to the borrowers. But there is more to this. It's not your average stablecoin project. Mika also tweeted this. When it comes to keeping a stablecoin pegged, there is actually more profit to be made from arbitrage than from interest. And then this with the graphics showing how it works the next week. One of the functionalities that will be implemented on the BONQ protocol is arbitrage. By participating in yield farming, you keep the price of the payment token stable. Are you excited yet? So, are EWT holders getting dropped a stablecoin? No, Mika actually put out a blog over the weekend titled Goodbye to EWF, Hello BONQ. And in the blog he said, in September of 2021, Walter asked me to join the lab's effort to work on some great innovations. That is when we first devised the protocol for BONQ as an efficient way to finance renewable energy projects without crashing the price of EWT. In January 2022, it became obvious that BONQ would be a gazillion euro crypto project, and that it had to be done. I can't tell you more than that we will start with 2 partners and 10 tokens. When we launch, it will be with full regulatory blessing and a front row seat on the next bull ride to the moon. At launch, the BONQ protocol will have 10 tokens. I'm guessing a majority of those will be stablecoins based on countries and regions. Stable USD, stable Euro, stable Yuan, etc. But one of them will be a governance and utility token, airdrop to EWT stakers. Remember, proof of snapshot. And my theory was kind of confirmed here recently within the test code for Energy Web chain. We can see wrapped Energy Web token and BONQ being used as collateral tokens. But what for? Well, further down in the code, it's for stablecoins. They have a B Euro or BONQ Euro as an Energy Web based stablecoin of the Euro. And then just yesterday, Mika explained the tokens. He said, B Euro is a payment token you can mint yourself based on the value of some collateral. BONQ is a utility token that allows you to get a discount on your B Euro over time. And because there is no interest payment required for minting B Euro, the discount percentage is always good. Now, Metamask and BONQ are the top 2 airdrops I see coming soon for obvious reasons. But what about the other airdrops for 2022? Well, there are many projects, protocols, dApps, and wallets who are tokenless who could be launching a token through an airdrop soon. And a crypto snooper has put out a great list of possible drops from the like. In total, 30 possible airdrops. I would recommend checking out the thread and doing your own research. It's down in the description if you want to check it out. But from his list, there is one I see doing the airdrop very soon. That is the ZigZag exchange, a decentralized exchange built on ZK rollups, specifically zkSync, a rollup layer I also see doing an airdrop. So by utilizing ZigZag, you are also potentially setting yourself up for the other airdrop too. Back in December of last year, in a demo of the ZigZag bridge, I showed the non-live bridge had an example of ZigZag assets and a balance of Zig tokens. Well, besides that, just last week, ZigZag put out a blog post and a tweet. The ZigZag Twitter said, "We've started our research on exchange coins for obvious reasons. Read our in-depth analysis." And in their blog, they dive into different exchange tokens like BNB, FTX, Serum, Uniswap, SushiSwap, BISC, and DYDX. But at the end of the blog, they say this: of the group, DYDX's coin had the most intentional design. Its clear documentation made the incentives easy to understand, if not easy to model. If you're going to take inspiration from one exchange coin in 2022, the example of DYDX might offer this as a lesson. Incentivize the early traders and market makers. Give them reason to stick around. Add a dash of inflation to encourage a search for yield, which in turn produces DAO participation, and take care of the rest offline. It sounds like ZigZag will be taking inspiration from DYDX. Do you remember how big theirs was, DYDX? Massive. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you next time.